As far as when you can sit for the exam, this hasn't changed either. You'll notice here that if you take the year and break it up into 4 windows, you've got the first quarter, second, third, and fourth. The last month in each quarter, months 3, 6, 9, and 12 are blackout months. The other 8 months you can sit for 1 or 2 or 3 or all 4 parts. And it's totally up to you. Because back in my day, I had to sit for all 4 parts. You had to pass at least 2 parts. And if you didn't get 50% on the parts not passed, you kept nothing. So if you had a 99, 99, 99, 49, you kept nothing. Whew. Now, you can study for a part, take a part. So, now, I had a student who just took my online course, spent about 7 weeks studying all 4 parts, right? And she passed all 4 parts in one shot. Now, she had no work, no life, no friends, no nada, okay? But she made it a goal. However, with the 18-month window, you can also stretch it out accordingly. I usually tell people that have a full life, maybe study for a part and take a part in every single window, unless you want to do a more accelerated summer-type course that I have. Then you can just sit for that more quickly. But again, this is the testing window. This is the way that it's set up. Now, as far as how we're here to help you, how are we at Rogers CPA Review preparing for this? First of all, I have students signing up every day for 2010, getting ready for 2011. If you sign up for 2010, we will give you for free in 2011 the updates and the changes, so that way you can watch them all online, for example. So if there's any changes, any incorporation of IFRS into the different areas, that would be included. So I encourage people not just to wait till 2011, but if you qualify to sit for the exam and to check if you qualify state by state, check out my website, rogercpareview.com, and you can see there where it talks about what the requirements are. But what happens is we're going to be walking you through all those changes. Now, I like to remind people, the CPA exam is not an IQ test. You do not have to be a genius to be a CPA, right? We all have friends that are CPAs. Some are far from genius. However, it's a test of discipline. If you study, you will pass. My job is to motivate you in order to put in the 300 to 400 hours of prep time required in order to get through all 4 parts. That's why it's so important. So I use my high energy and my motivation to keep you interested. I teach all 4 parts, which means I take difficult areas and I break them down into an understandable format. I call it a review course, but I don't expect you to remember much because I know there's a lot of stuff you may have never seen or definitely don't remember. So I'm going to teach it to you so you really put accounting together so it makes sense. That's why, for example, I write my own books, and that includes everything. I summarize, I simplify. I also give you software that you need that has thousands of multiple choice and hundreds of simulation questions, and my new 2011 software will also exactly mimic the research, the task-based simulation type questions, and so forth. So I give you everything you need in order to make sure that you're properly qualified to get through the exam. But again, remembering, it's not an IQ test, it's a test of discipline. If you study, you will pass. Now, the other things you can do to stay current, because I know there may be some changes in the content specification outlines coming up, and we're always hearing new information. Definitely sign up for our blog, because we continuously send out important information. I also have classes starting all the time. One of the other things, too, is I'm able to now stream live to your home. So if you want to watch me teaching live on a Saturday morning, for example, you can watch me there. Or you can watch me 24/7 on my online or USB. So, again, those are some of the things that are available. Also, while you're in college, if you're in college and you're having midterm come up and you want to watch any of my lectures for free, you need a review on leases, bonds, pensions, whatever it is. You have great professors in school, but it doesn't hurt to see it again. If you're already studying with another review course, I have other great products, crayons available that give you memory aids and mnemonics to help focus you on the key information. If you're a professor, I have a lot of professors that kind of like to take a day off in a sense and let Roger guest lecture. Let me know and I'll send you my lecture on, let's say, on audit reports, so that you can see kind of how I set up a chart, a graph, to make it easy for your students to remember those topics. So if there's any area that you want me to cover for you, feel free and let me know. The bottom line is study hard, and you too will take care of that CPA exam in 2011.